to Granny Peach's Kitchen with Chris and Blair.
Today we're making chicken chili soup. Yum.
Today we're going to make chicken chili soup, homemade style. We're going to start with Great Northern beans. We're going to use 2 pounds because we need the beans. You can use 1 pound or 2. If you're doing it for a small amount of people, you do a small. We're going to use 1 medium onion. We're going to use 1 medium bell pepper, a red pepper. We're going to use celery. We're going to use jalapeno pepper, but only a small amount. We're going to use Philadelphia cream cheese, whole kernel corn, onion powder, cardamom, ground allspice, Lawry seasoning sauce, salt. We're going to use the Creole seasoning. We're going to use chili powder, just a little bit because it has all these other things in it. We're going to use garlic powder, curry. We're going to use cumin. We're going to use celery salt. We're also going to use chicken broth, sweet corn, and vegetable oil to cook the chicken up. We're only going to use a little bit to pour in the pan to go ahead and do the chicken because we're going to cook the chicken previous. Unless you have a rotisserie chicken, and if you want, I've already put the seasoning for the chicken for the rotisserie chicken, but if not, you can do like I'm doing and start over with chicken breast. So we're going to come right back, and I'm going to put in the description all of my seasonings, all of the things that I used here and how much of it I used. So don't you worry, it'll be there for you. I'll put it in there for 1 amount, and I'll put it in there for if you're going to double it. Okay guys, I put all of the beans in with all of the seasonings, and I'm boiling that as if I'm boiling a pot of beans. I've used the chicken broth. I used 2 chicken broth, and I used 4 cups of water for this so far, and I used all of the seasoning. In the description, the seasoning amounts will be in there, and I'm going to boil it on high for 2 hours, and we'll be back to let you know how that came out. And then while we're waiting on that, we're going to go ahead and saute the vegetables. We're also going to use fresh garlic with this too. I did not put that in the stuff that was over to the side, nor did you see the celery, but I did mention celery. And we're going to cook this on high with just the beans and the seasoning, and then we'll add the chicken and the sauteed vegetables to it and add a little more seasoning to it. But I will definitely tell you in the description what all seasoning will be involved. Well, what all amounts of seasonings will be involved. And we'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, it's time to do the chicken. So I got about a tablespoon of oil. You can use olive oil, you can use Crisco, you can use vegetable, you can use canola, you can use whatever oil suits your fancy. But we're going to let the oil get hot, and then we're going to put the chicken in. I got about 2 pounds worth of chicken that I cut up, I cubed up, and we're going to put that over there. This is the size of the chicken that I want you to have. You can cube it, make it as big or small as you want. Of course, you're going to have to wash the chicken first. You rinse your chicken breast off and cut all of the excessive fat off. You can leave a little bit on, but you don't want to put too much. But this is about 2 pounds worth of chicken cut up, which was like 3.5 chicken breast. And we're going to go ahead and fry this up on that oil that I have over there, and then put some seasoning on. I will give you the measurements of the seasoning. Actually, I'll show you what I'm putting on as we go, because that I'm just sprinkling. I don't want too much seasoning because the chili itself will be seasoned enough. For the chicken, we're going to use curry, onion powder, Creole seasoning, just a little bit, and garlic powder. And I'm going to start by sprinkling a little bit of the curry over it. Sorry guys, I'm gonna find something to do with the rest of that chicken, so I'm gonna fry it up. So you gotta excuse my frying pan behind here. I don't want to put too much of this on because again, it's already seasoned in my in the actual chili that the beans will be cooked in. But I want to show you that I am sprinkling this on. This is the Creole seasoning mix. If you can use that, or if you don't want the spice from that, you can use seasoning salt or just regular salt. And this is the onion powder. I'm sprinkling it on as well. This is onion powder. I don't use onion salt. It's onion powder. I apologize. That's about a teaspoon, a little over a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. And for the garlic powder, I use plenty of it, and I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons of this, or a tablespoon. You can use as much as you want, and you don't have to. It's up to you. But I use a lot of garlic powder in my cooking. So, I'm going to mix this up really well and finish cooking it. I'm going to add a little thyme in here as well to make sure that I get some of that flavoring from a rotisserie chicken. So I'm just going to sprinkle this on top just to give it a little, because I didn't put any in my chili, so I'll give it a little bit of flavor here. And that'll be all. Just a little sprinkle, maybe a half a teaspoon or a fourth. It's just up to you how much you want, but that's how much I put in. Alright guys, I got some ground white pepper. You can use black pepper, any kind of pepper you want. I just want a little bit sprinkled in here because I didn't put any pepper in. I didn't want to overdo it with the pepper because I don't want it over seasoned. So that's about maybe a fourth of a teaspoon over in the meat to give that extra flavor. And over here we got the beans. They're still cooking. They're cooking on high. I had to put another chicken broth in there. So the beans are almost done, and we only have an hour and a half in on those beans. We throw the chicken over in there and the other stuff and let it simmer down a little more, and we'll be done. We're going to take all of the chili and pour it over into the beans, and we'll use this frying pan to saute our vegetables. Alright guys, so I did 1 medium red pepper, 1/2 medium green pepper, bell pepper, whatever you want to call it, 1/2 of a jalapeno because I don't want it, and I chopped it pretty fine. I did 3 cloves of garlic, 1 medium onion, and I chopped it as well. I think what I'm going to do is, at this point the soup is almost done, I'm going to just pour them in instead of sauteing them. That way it'll still have a little crunch, but not so much. Make sure you get all of the seeds out of every pepper before you cut. Okay guys, the soup has been cooking for an hour and a half. We're going to take all of the vegetables, all of the peppers and stuff, and we're going to throw them over in there. I'm going to get the rest of them off, and a can of corn, kernel corn, whole kernel corn. I'm going to see if I need 2, but I'll let you know in the comment, in the description, how many I use for this. And you're going to salt and pepper to taste at this point. I used 1 can of corn. I'll come back and see. But as you see, I'm taking my soup and going around the edge to get all of my seasoning back in the pot so that it'll all have its flavors. I don't want to leave anything up at the top and lose any flavor. So as you see, I'm going up around the rim and getting everything that bubbled over to get it to go back in the soup. Again, drain your can of soup, or you can use fresh corn, or you can use frozen corn. I like frozen, but I didn't have any here at the house, and I had to get this soup over to someone, so we are using a canned corn for right now. I'm going to check and see how much is used and if I need to use another corn. Okay, Grandpappy, let us know how you like this chili, chicken chili.
The white chicken chili.
White chicken chili.
How about that part? Okay, this is Granny Peach's white chicken chili. Oh, this thing's serious.
You like that?
This thing sounds serious. I'm enjoying a taste explosion in my mouth. This reminds me of somebody. No, never mind. It's great. Try it.
Thanks, Rod.